Hey everyone, Sean here, and today I finally wanted to make this video regarding to Genshin Impact and its alternate costumes here today. So for this Hawk Talks episode, I wanted to go over each of the characters' costumes and give my thoughts and I guess a rating for each of those alternate costumes that came in not too long ago. So kind of late on this, I know, but I was pretty busy with things, and Pokemon Legends Arceus did just come out, so I've been kind of lost in that game, so you're gonna have to understand where I'm coming from. But anyway, before I get into all this, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell to notify all. It really helps out, and I really appreciate it. It's the best way to know when videos like these come out on the channel. So thank you very much, and let's get into today's topic. So we all know at this point, but the purpose of these alternate costumes is to meet the sort of, I guess, prerequisites when it comes to the censorship in China. So they like to, sorry, Goro. They want to see less skin, blah blah blah. You can kind of get what they're coming from, I guess. All right, so let's just go with the 4-star characters first. We'll just start with Amber, just to keep it simple. So first off, I'm just doing this because the idle animation gets a little annoying at times, but I do, think Amber's costume. So overall, I think I do think that Amber's costume is pretty much like the most subtle, quote unquote, change overall. It's really just like a color swap or alternate colors more than an alternate costume than anything. Amber here just pretty much got alternate colors. There's really nothing that actually is changing her outfit outright. She's still wearing the same coat. She's still wearing, the same shorts, that sort of thing. You can kind of see the difference here once I get into here. Other than the only big change, of course, is the sort of under part of her shorts. You kind of see the frills sort of being let me just try to get a good closer look. Yeah, it doesn't do that, unfortunately. It doesn't hold the zoom. We'll have to hear that a lot. But anyway, the frill, I guess you can call it, under her shorts are a little longer here than it is here. That's the only big difference that I can see. Other than that, just this is a color swap or alternate colors. Nothing too drastically different. Maybe her backside, yeah, they definitely covered up more of her backside. You can definitely her buttocks is definitely a lot more noticeable here. But here, I guess that's the only other big thing too, is that they just cover that up. I think really they just like took out the lines. I think that's just pretty much what they did, which is a very simple change to do. So, point being, I think Amber's costume again is the most subtle out of all the characters in this video. So, if I had to give it a rating, it's like a 5. It's right in the middle. Doesn't really do much outright. I do like the black under part of her sleeve. Makes it a little more unique, I guess. Not any better, but it's it's different, right? So, but yeah, the bow on her head, like bow tie on her head, not too different. There's some subtle changes there with the black part and the triangles and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a very, very subtle change. Other than, yeah, her chest area is a little more covered up, of course. The censoring ship, if you want to call it, is definitely taking its place. Now up next we have Rosaria, the other 4-star character with these changes. She definitely has a much more noticeable change in this costume here. She already loses the fishnet leggings. Instead, she has an asymmetrical thing going on with one having a belt, a thigh-high boot of sorts, and a short legging right there on stage right, and then or her left, and or that's that stage left. Anyway, stage left, and the other side is just a long legging of sorts. And then obviously her butt is still the same size and everything. Obviously doesn't have like it's not showing it off, but you can definitely still see like the shape and everything. So this is actually not that bad of a costume change in my opinion, or alternate costume. And I think in fact it could be better than the original costume in some ways than one. But that depends on what kind of look you like on Rosaria here. So, and in fact, yeah, the belt is still there. Funny enough, I didn't even realize. But yeah, I mean, very different kind of look that they're going for, right? And it makes sense. And I think this is a pretty good costume or alternate costume for something that's serving the purpose of censorship, and usually those aren't really fun. But you know, obvious things aside, I think it's a pretty cool costume. Again, like I think it's some ways than one. I think it looks better than the original costume, but again, I guess that's depending on what you want to go for Rosaria. I like the sleeves. I like the top. Maybe it could have been done a little better. Looking a little flat on the like. Maybe they could have added some sort of contour, but that could have might have like accentuated her chest. So maybe that's why they kept it a little flat on purpose, just to avoid that, I guess. I mean, of course, luckily we don't have to go through that, and we have the option of going back and forth and stuff like that. We have that luxury. But you know, for the people who can't do that, at least they have a costume that doesn't look bad. It's not only functional, but it looks pretty good too. So I would give this one a pretty solid 9 out of 10, just because it's, or even no, I think I'll stick with a 9. I mean, it really depends on you know, which you want to go for the Rosaria. For those who do have a choice, I mean, I think they're pretty good choices in my opinion, though, to go back and forth. But again, for those who can't, I think it's a pretty good costume to, well, sort of replace with Rosaria. So could it gone? Could it look a little better? Sure, there's always room for improvement, but you have to still remember that this is supposed to be censoring most of, I guess, Rosaria's features, if not all of them. So, but she still has, you know, a good backside, you know, that sort of thing, right? So, definitely all is not lost. The shape is still there. So it's not like they flattened her butt, they didn't flatten her chest or anything like that. They just covered up to some extent, at least. So it's still all there. Her shape is all there. I think it's not that much of a loss, as some people may made it out to be. Alright, so anyways, now we can go into the 5 stars. Alright, so now we have Jean, one of the 5-star characters to have alternate costumes in this case here. In my opinion, I think this is overall the best costume for any of these characters so far. I really do like the black sleeve. I really like the black top that she has now. And she still, you know, she still has some skin under there too. She still has like the shoulders being exposed. Other than the fact that she still has like that military coat thing over her shoulders. But I actually do like this better in more ways than one than her original costume. I mean, you know, they both have like different moods, right? This is like more free, you know, more free flowing and stuff like that. A little more fan servicey, obviously, right? But then you have this one where it's kind of like one of those things where characters do look cool because they have like more stuff on them. It's kind of like, you know, a little more armor kind of thing, kind of effect, or more just, you know, clothing, I guess you can say, and make them look cool. But you know, I guess depending on what you want to go for Jean, the opinions are definitely going to be different. But I think this is a pretty good swap in. Maybe it is kind of like a nice in between for Rosaria and Amber, I guess you can say. It's kind of subtle, and yet still very noticeable, especially with the top. Probably, you know, of course, the biggest change. I actually do like the alternating colors of the gauntlet. You can see the forearm being white, the actual hand parts are black, and the sleeves are black. And then when it comes to this one, it's all blue and stuff like that. So if you want to go for more of a bluish look to her, then yeah, her coat and stuff like that is actually kind of bluish too. And then this one has a bit of a more black tinge to it. Still blue, but it's noticeably darker if you kind of can see closer. Yeah, so it's much more blue on this one, and this is more on the black side. I think this is a really cool looking costume. I've been rocking this over the original costume, funny enough. Her shoulders and stuff like that, like I said, is still exposed. So, and even her back is still like the same sort of open back. I think. I mean, it's not that you can really see all that much because of her military coat or whatever. So if I have to give this a rating, I think it would be a 10 out of 10. I really like the look of her on her. They really did a good job like making the function look really cool too, in a sensible way. So again, this is all supposed to be the purpose of censoring these characters for the most part, but at least they kind of did it with flying colors in a way. So last one is Mona, but unfortunately I don't have Mona, so I can't really see the costume myself. But what I'm gonna do in this case is pull up a video, and then we can definitely see what it actually looks like. Okay, so now we're gonna be looking at Lubu Feng Shun or Sean with this video. Thank you very much for providing this video with all the characters. But we're looking at Mona, of course, with her alternate costume, and this is with all the, I guess, the idle animations and everything else. Now, I guess you can say Mona is definitely the most. She got hit hardest with the costume, I guess you can say. She loses her pantyhose or legging or stocking, however you want to call it. Instead, she has some sort of like a lower lower bodysuit of sorts with the short legging, very short legging, mind you. And then she has the thigh high boots, and now looks like a lot of the female characters in this game. If you do really think about it, a lot of the ladies have the shorts, bloomers, and the combination of the thigh high boots or thigh high socks, whatever. A lot of those characters have those sort of lower half in the costumes, and now Mona has that in her alternate costume. But with what was presented in the concept art versus this, I think it came out a lot better in the final product, which is why, you know, it's good to reserve your judgment, you know, until the final product comes out. I think the colors do come out really good here. I like the shades of purple that they added in there, some of the blues as well. Goes really well with the blue short legging, I guess you can say, the short leggings that they have slapped on there for Mona. And I wonder if this video does show off the rear side or back side of Mona. I mean, because it's still the same shape, just like with Rosaria. Yeah, it's just showing off the idle animation, but I really do like how the colors came out. So not as bad, but you can kind of see it here, and she still has her shape, just like with Rosaria. It's just really just like the costume that's what's swapped out, and not so much they actually tinkered with, you know, her other features. I think she still has physics, you know, if you know what I'm saying. I'm surprised that they didn't lower the physics, but that might have been because this is the US version of thing, or the other version, right? I think the Chinese version actually has lowered physics and stuff like that. That's what I'm expecting anyway, or I'm assuming anyway. But from what it looks like, none of the shapes or dimensions are actually changed. It really all what it comes down to is no cleavage and pretty much no butt, you know. So as you saw with Amber, the lines for her cheeks are gone, and then obviously her Rosaria's costume, her lower half was very much changed, along with like the addition of the sleeves and everything. And then Jean was just her chest and everything. So I don't think anything else was really changed. So the I guess the sort of skeleton, if you will, is still there. The structure is all there. It's just the texturing, the costume itself is what's swapped out. And even with Amber, it's more of a color swap than anything, in my opinion. Other than the very subtle changes that Amber received in comparison to the other ladies or girls. So I think Rosaria and Jean do look the best out of the alternate costume so far. Mona doesn't look too bad, so I guess at the end of the day is pretty good. All things considered, like you can still see the butt. The butt is still the same shape, and still looks pretty good, I guess you can say. Very still accentuates that like fan service side while pleasing the Chinese censorship side of things. Not all that bad. I mean, it still sucks that you don't have a choice in China. For Chinese players, they don't have a choice, but they were compensated with the primo gems, although they still didn't give you enough for a 10 summon. I don't think they've ever given enough like summons for a full 10 summon. The closest thing we got was, of course, the 400 gems for each day, like randomly during the window of the first year anniversary. So that was the closest thing that we've ever gotten to like an anniversary gift on top of that. But yeah, I mean, MiHoYo is very stingy when it comes to those sort of things, and I think they really need to start doing that, considering of how many characters are in here already and how many weapons are in here at this point. So I think they really need to start considering doing that, and make it a fun little thing out of it too. I know like Grand Blue has a lot of characters in there, so they do like the lottery thing every summer or every special sort of occasion, and they give you like 10 summons like it's nothing, like it's very much nothing in those sort of games. Other gacha games do it too, like Epic 7 for example. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, MiHoYo needs to do that. Anyways, that's a whole different subject. I'm gonna definitely. Oh yeah, I forgot to give a rating for Mona's costume. I think I give it a 7. Right? She loses a lot of what made Mona visually popular. Right? There's a lot of fan art with that sort of legging. We have all seen it on Twitter. Right. And she's like I think she's like the most popular character for fan art, if not very close. She's like top 3 for sure. She loses a lot of that obviously with the alternate costume, but no pun intended, her butt is still there. Now Mona kind of just looks like a lot of the characters in Genshin Impact on the female side of things. Shorts, thigh highs, you can kind of name it. If you really do think about it, that's what a lot of the ladies have. And there are very few exceptions. But anyway, so Amber is a 5. Rosaria, I think, is a 9. I think I give it a 9. And then Mona is a 7. And then I think Jean is a 10, just because I really like how she came out and stuff like that. So I've been rocking that costume. And I might go back and forth with Rosaria if I do get around using her more. But when it comes to Amber, well, she's still Amber. So Mona, I don't have Mona. So, but I'm definitely going to just stick with the default costume if I'm going to be honest here. But yeah, that's all I got for this one. Will we get more alternate costumes later on for this sort of reasoning? I'm sure we will, especially with Ganyu and other characters as such in the future. Who? I don't know. Will it be only female? I don't think so. There are some male characters that probably will go through some changes too, like maybe Xiao's tattoos, etc., etc. But if you guys want to share your opinions in the comment section below, I would love to read them. You're more than welcome to do so. Sharing your opinions about these costumes. What do you guys think? Who came out best? Who came out worst? Anything like that in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. Hit the bell to notify all. You know the drill. Really do appreciate you guys. So this has been my Hawk Talks on the alternate costumes and stuff like that in game since they came out, and we now I can see them in the final product. So again, will we see the more of these costumes in the future? I think we will. I think we definitely will get more of these costumes. But I think they need more costumes overall. If we're gonna be honest here, so I think it's a blessing in disguise, if you will, for most regions, obviously. But in China, obviously they have much of a choice. So it's not really for them. It's not really an alternate costume. It's just it's a change. It's a permanent change, unfortunately. So a visual nerf for them, but additional content for us, you can say, like cosmetic content, which we don't, as a whole, needs more of. I mean, where are the summer costumes? Where are the Halloween costumes, Christmas costumes, or whatever? Anything like that. I mean, slowly but surely we are getting costumes, right? We got Catching and Ningguang. So I'm gonna stop talking. I can blabber on because I like visual stuff and video games, that sort of thing. All right, so thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sean out.